Hello, today's tutorial is going to teach you how to download, install, and use Puff. Now Puff is a piece of software that allows you to connect to a proxy service. In case you're asking yourself, well, what is a proxy server? I'll give you a brief explanation. A proxy server is a remote computer or server that you connect to before you connect to the internet. This remote computer then processes all of your internet requests so that to anybody who's watching, it looks like that computer is viewing websites and accessing information instead of you. For example, let's say you're sitting in front of your computer at home and decide that you want to look at the latest news on elections in your area, but when you type in the address of the website, you find that someone has placed you behind a firewall, effectively blocking you from accessing the information you wanted. Well, you start up Puff, and Puff connects you to a proxy server, which then accesses the internet for you and returns the information you were looking for. By using Puff, you are gaining access to information and protecting your identity through the use of a proxy server. So with that in mind, we're going to go get the software, and to do that we need to open up our preferred web browser. I'm using Mozilla's Firefox. And once you've opened your browser, you want to go to www.erights.net. Now the Puff website is pretty small. There's not much information on it. It's the dragon wallpaper here, and then you can see that there is a commercial version of Puff that costs $16 a year, and then there's a free version which is a little older, but it still works just as well. You can also contact the author at Puff1984 on Twitter. But for right now, we're just going to download the free version. Just click the file and save it. It's pretty small, so it should download rather quickly. Alright, it's downloaded. Now, I'm going to close out these windows because I don't need them anymore. I'm going to go find the file. Now, the Puff file comes to you in a RAR archive. To open these up, you're going to need a program like WinZip or 7-Zip or WinRAR. I have 7-Zip on my computer, so I'm going to use that in order to extract the files. Okay. And once the files are extracted, you'll have the setup application. And all you have to do is double-click this, and it will start the installation wizard. Now this is like every other standard installation wizard. You click next a couple of times, and it installs the program. So we're going to click next here. If you want to put the program in another directory, another spot on your computer, you can browse, find it, and then click next. I'm just going to let it install to the default directory. So I'm going to click next. Click next. I want it to create a desktop icon, so I'm going to check that box, click next, and then review this information and install. Now, you can automatically launch Puff right after the installation. I'm going to uncheck the box because I want to do it right from the desktop. So I'm going to finish, close out this window here, and then here's the Puff icon. It's a dinosaur, dragon, whatever you want to say it is. Double click the icon. Okay, this brings up the user interface for Puff. Now you'll notice here's the user interface, and down here you can see the little Puff the Magic Dragon icon. Now by clicking that, you can minimize and maximize the Puff user interface. So on the user interface you have a couple of buttons. About and Help will lead you to, and I'll show you, they lead you to blank pages, which obviously there's no information there. So I wouldn't bother with them. Buy Now will take you to PayPal in order to buy a commercial version of Puff. What we're really concerned with is over here. You can see these icons here, the black screens. That means we're not connected to the proxy service yet. By clicking Connect, it'll start connecting. Then once the screens are both blue and Connect is grayed out, that means that we're connected to the proxy service. So down here, you can see that there's IE via proxy, which will give us a secure browser. It'll open up an Internet Explorer browser that will be secured with Puff's web proxy. And IE local, which will open up an Internet Explorer browser that's not protected, so that your IP address won't be protected, and you'll still be behind any firewalls that you were originally behind. So we're going to open up IE via proxy by clicking the button. And what this first does is take you to a site that shows you your IP address using the proxy. This is not my real IP address. I will go and show you my real IP address like I do with all my other tutorials by going to www.whatismyip.com. This is my real IP address. Now obviously, because I'm being secure and teaching you to be secure, I'm blocking out some of the numbers, but you can be assured that that is my real IP address, and obviously these numbers are very different. So what this has done is protected your IP address, and in doing so helps to protect your identity online. But this also gives you access to information that you wouldn't regularly be able to get by getting you around firewalls and allowing you access to websites that would normally be blocked or censored in your area. So that's pretty much all that there is to do. All you have to do in order to close this is you can either exit or you can disconnect at any time you want. Exit the program and then use your computer regularly. That's been the tutorial for using Puff, and I hope it helped you out.